The ribbon is probably going to be your way, but you can also use the initial search bar here. So it's really your preference, whatever you're comfortable with. But for today, I'm going to use the search bar. And I would recommend when you are utilizing the search bar, 3 to 5 words max is going to be your best bet. Even if you can shrink it smaller, maybe 1 or 2 words, kind of cast that broad net. And then, of course, you can refine your search from there. So in the search bar, I'm just going to put in, let's say I was interested in like electric vehicles. Great, I'm going to start typing. And as you start to see, it starts to populate some suggestions. So a little tidbit about the platform. We are a German-based company. So some of the verbiage that we use here in the US is a little bit different than, they may use in German. So I say that because maybe you use a certain word or keywords and it doesn't populate as many results as you think it should. Go back in, get a little creative, maybe change whatever words you're using. So I put in electric, I'm going to do electric vehicles, and now it's going to populate a bunch of results on this search page. So you'll see right here, 6,300 results, that's a ton to sort through. And before I even go into how to sort it, keep in mind, Statista has about 50% proprietary data. So as you search through this, you'll see some sourcing. It may say Statista. It might say one of our data partners. We do work with, publicly vetted information and the data partners as well. So you're going to see about 50-50 proprietary and then, of course, other resources. And I'll show us exactly where that shows, who we used, how do we source it, and so on. So that'll be a common theme when you're using this. So on this results page, and is there a question? I think I see something. Or maybe not.
No question yet, but if anybody does have one, feel free to put it in that chat box.
Okay, perfect. So on this results page, I want to sort by, instead of relevance, I want to see what's new on the site talking about electric vehicles. So I'm going to click data publication. Now it's going to refresh my search. I'll still have 6,300. It's just the order that I'll view it is different. As you can see, we always have 2 editorial picks up here. That's what we think that you probably would be interested in. So feel free to check those out. But then we also have all of these content types talking about EV, electric vehicle, that was either published or, reproduced as of today, for instance, December 18th. So that's how you can see what's new on the platform. You can also use the tags if need be. So if I want to know, battery specific electric vehicles, I can tag that and then it will kind of filter my results as well. On the right-hand side, if I click more filters, you'll be able to use these, which I think most people do utilize them. For instance, if you love a specific content type, I know a lot of people love reports. They just want to see what reports do we have talking about electric vehicles. I can refine my search a little bit more. If you're looking for location, let's say you left the search bar blank and you just want to know, what do we have in Canada? You can come in here, leave the search bar blank, and just go in and click Canada. Same thing with industry. If you want to search by industry, leave that search bar blank if need be. Come into the industry tab, and let's say I was interested in agriculture. Great, I can see that as a whole, but I can also see some subcategories as well. Last but not least, of course, publication date is self-explanatory, but archive data. This one is great. I know I have a lot of institutions tell me I see it on Google, and then when I search the platform, I can't always find it. It may be archived data. So little tidbit there, pull a few words out of, whatever you're looking up on Google, that's Statista, and then make sure this all is included with the archive, and you'll probably be able to find that result better. So that's how you use the filter, refine it a little bit further. I'm going to pause, make sure nobody has any questions, and then we'll go into a tool.
It looks like there is one question in the chat. It says, is this a competitor to Google search?
You could think about it, however, it's vetted. So when you search on Google, you can find an answer, but you don't know, if it's accurate, true, sourcing, and all of that. This is all vetted. So yes and no. depending on what you're looking for from the search. All right, so if I'm starting a search, I want to use what's called a topics page. So this little red icon on the left, a topics page, this is going to give me the most 30 to 60 the most relevant statistics and reports on a given topic. So I'm going to open it up. And you could really think about it like a Get Smart Quick page, right? So this is going to have a whole bunch of stuff, but ultimately the top answers when talking about electric vehicles, for instance. This one is a little fancy. It has a video here. Not all of them do, but the more trending your topic is, or evolving, you're definitely going to have more information on it, of course. So we're looking worldwide, but this tab you can switch it to what regions we have available. These are just our key regions. So we might have more outside of this, but when we're talking about China or Europe, we have an abundant amount of information on this topics page about electric vehicles in Europe, for instance. So it's worldwide. You can hover over any one of these single statistics and it will dive into it completely. So it's all interactive. But some of the answers that you might be looking for are right up front on the topics page, which is why it's a great resource. As you scroll down the page, there always is going to be a table of contents. And of course, the topics at hand are going to change depending on what you're looking at. But this is a great place if you're working on a project. Maybe this will give you some ideas or insights into where you can go next. So I always think about it kind of like a spider web. You can go anywhere with the topics page. As you scroll down, you'll see similar information, all interactive statistics. These are the titles of the statistics. And then if you kind of hover over it, you'll see a little bit about it. But of course, you can click right into it and it'll bring you there. We'll always have a report up top, the top one we think that's most relevant to what you're looking up. And then again, you'll just see some key figures as we did see above. If you scroll all the way down on this page, you'll see there's an abundant amount of information, but we also have some reports as well. So not only statistics on a topics page, we'll also have a few reports as well. So just to recap, the topics page is really a Get Smart Quick on a certain topic. I don't think we have any questions, so I'm going to keep going. All right. So I'm going to just click into any one of these single statistics. I think I opened it up. Yep, there we go. So now on the toolbar, essentially we're in the statistics tab. And again, this is our most granular form of data that we have. So with the subscription that we have, you have unlimited downloads. So right here, feel free to download as much as you see fit. And this is where the sourcing comes into play that I kind of mentioned. So again, 50% of Statista is proprietary data. But then if we did not write this article or we didn't source it, we'll let you know who did. And I know a lot of my clients really love to use this as a secondary resource as they can find more information on a given topic that maybe we don't have on the site, but this data partner does. So this box is great. Now your buttons might look a little bit different than mine just because I have a corporate account, of course, but I do work with corporate clients as well. But for an institution, it's really good because you have some customization. So you can change data points, whatever works better for you. We also have citation abilities. So we have about 6 different formats. So feel free to check those out. Of course, we have your traditional print, and then you can also share on social media if need be. So every single statistic will have the same functionality. Of course, we're talking about different topics, but you'll always see the buttons, the download capabilities, and then sourcing. A little bit below it, you'll have typically a blurb about what's happening on the graph. It doesn't really explain a crazy amount, but it's just kind of giving you some back-end story. And then if I scroll down a little bit further on a single statistic, I'll have related topics, and then I'll also have some reports as well that I could go into. I'm gonna hop over into our report shop. So if I'm on the home page and I have no idea what the report shop is, an easy way to think about it is a compilation of single statistics. So for instance, if I come into here and I click search our report database, it's going to be a blank slate. I can come in here and I can do the same thing I did, very similar to the initial search. I'm going to leave this blank for now. but I want to see sort by data publication. So what is new on the platform? Now, I was running, yep, same thing happened. I was running a training this morning, and as I mentioned, we're a German-based company, so some reports will be in German. So if you don't speak German, you can filter it out on the left-hand side, click English, and it will tweak it for you. So data publication is my only filter, and of course, English. But now I can see everything that was published, like what new reports were published as of this month. I have access to all of that now, and I can see published in December of 23 and so on. So you can just see how much, even like halfway through the month, we have so far in December. I bet you it goes back 2 to 3 pages worth of reports. So if I were to just click on a report, artificial intelligence in Japan, that technically falls under the tags of industries and markets and digital and trend. You don't really have to remember these tags. Eventually, you might, but depending on what you're looking up, it might always change. So feel free just to take the title at lib. You don't really need to follow along with the tags. But if you wanted to filter it a little, again, you can keyword search. Let's just see what's new in electric vehicles. Do we have anything? September, May, so we do have relevant within the past 5 months, talking about electric vehicles. But maybe I didn't want a keyword search. I wanted to do more of like an industry search. So let's say I'm focusing on e-commerce. That's a topic of interest for me this month. What does Statista have on e-commerce? We have a bunch of stuff as of December this year. So you can kind of, depending on what you prefer, you can filter and search a few different ways. And a report would look like this. Let me just see, online grocery market in Canada. So when you click on it, you'll see the table of contents. These are all the single statistics that compile this report. So it's going to be in a nice PowerPoint format, which I'll show us in 1 second. But here's the categories at hand, online grocery retailers. Here's the topics that we'll be talking about, traffic analysis, and so on. You should never hit a paywall. If you do, please let us know. That's definitely an error. But you have unlimited downloads, right? So PowerPoint or PDF should be able to download completely. If you like this report, cool, download it. This is what it will look like. Tyson Food, I know we're a different topic, but essentially it all looks the same. It's a PowerPoint slide. It's nice and comprised with Statista's logo. You'll have the table of contents. Again, these are all single statistics. And then as I scroll down, you'll be able to see the graphs in PowerPoint format. When you do download this, take this with a grain of salt. This is now yours to use, right? So if you wanted to change the colors, I have to enable editing. Change the colors, take out some information. Maybe it's irrelevant if you're looking at years, whatnot. You can do so. So really kind of customize this. Just, of course, keep the integrity of the data at hand. All right. One other report I think might be really cool, which I always love to highlight, is, let's go back one. Oops. So this is a statistic report that I just showed you. So let's say I just keep everything blank. If you actually click on the report type, you can see there's a bunch of different reports. So a statistics report, that's the one that we covered. An overview and a trend report, that's just going to have a little bit more information. On the graph itself, it's going to have an analysis opinion, kind of explaining what's happening. It's nicer, prettier, beefier type of report. But the newest reports that we have available is what's called our spotlight reports. And these are really cool. I love the era of Taylor Swift. That's awesome that that's out right now. But these are really cool because they're not just graphs. I'll click into it. It actually tells you key questions answered on this report. So these are the 3 questions that we're going to cover, basically. So it kind of gives you more information, more background and opinions than just kind of giving you the numbers. So again, that's a spotlight report. If I just go back a page, I filtered it by report type, spotlight report. Now you can see we only have 25 of these because this was newly launched this year. So obviously, as of next year, we're going to focus on that because I know a lot of our clients love that, and it's a cool concept. But let us know, what are you looking for that's not on here? That's always great to feed to the developers and then give them more insights into what clients are looking for. So I know that was a whole lot of information. I'm going to pause, make sure nobody has a question, and then I'll go into the last tool for today. I think there is a question, maybe not. Oh, cool. Love it. Yes, it is a cool report. All right. So the last tool that we'll talk about today is our market insights. So that is housed under the insights tab. If I hover over insights, you'll see it's on the left-hand side. And there are 3 here, but there's actually 10 in total. These are just our most heavily used ones. That's why it's like easy access. But to use the tool, I'm going to go into market insights. And I feel statistics and reports, they kind of are self-explanatory in the name, but what does the market insights do? This tool is great if you need to market size or forecast. Currently, we have projections out 5 years, so to 28, but of course, come 24, we'll probably be looking at 2029, and maybe even further, depending on how advanced the tool can get. So that's really what to use this for. I would say this tool may take you the longest to understand. So definitely use a topic you're very familiar with. But once you do get the hang of it, it's super simple to use. It's just you could do so much with it. So first and foremost, as you can see, there's 10 different topics. The e-commerce and the financial topics, those were just actually created this year. So they're still being built out. So they might not have as much info that you can see maybe in like the consumer, as that one is super packed and awesome. But of course, e-commerce and finance, as they are new, they might not have everything available that consumer does. So fret not, we are getting feedback and we know that it's something that we're working on, but I just always like to throw that out there. So 2 ways to use this tool: search bar, or if you know what you're looking for. It's completely up to you. If you know what you're looking for, you can click into any one of these topics, but let's say you have no idea. You actually can come into the search bar, and let's say my topic was, I don't know, like groceries. So I can start to type grocery. And now I can see grocery delivery. Of course, food is going to be under consumer, but I can see where all of these topics are located as far as topics go. So you can come in here and figure, which one you want to see. But for today, I just want to do grocery delivery. Sounds great. That's under digital. So I can either click it, or I can actually just click off and go into digital. Your preference. Really, either way brings you to the same results. Before I do that, if you ever forget, you can just scroll down a little bit, and there's a little video right here. It kind of guides you through it as well. So going back, I'm going to click digital. And now this is what all of the market insights looks like. Depending on, which topic, of course, you're looking at, it changes a little bit, meaning, what are the categories, but the structure stays the same. You'll always see this little table of contents here, and you'll see highlights, market penetration, key players, and so on. Anything you click on this page just drags down a little bit. So let's say I was interested in key players. Click on it, brings me down super high level digital media worldwide key players. Really, like I said, super high level at a glance. And to use this tool, you want to click into the directory, which is about right in the middle of the page. So here is all of the topics that I can look up, essentially, all of the markets. So I know this is a lot. Let me just scroll down a little bit. I know I was talking about online food delivery, specifically grocery delivery. So how to think about this is online food delivery, that's the market. Meal and grocery delivery, that's the segment. And then if we have a sub-segment, which we don't always do, but if we do, it'll have that little plus sign there. So you can get super specific or you can get super broad. It's really your preference. I'm going to do online food delivery, the whole market, so it's a little bit more information. So let me open that up. While that's opening up, keep in mind we always have the methodology. How did the research team conduct this information? Where do they, what do they do, FAQs, and so on. So if I click on the methodology, it's right at the bottom of the page. And you can download this PDF for every single market insights. So I'm gonna open this up. Now, this is what the Market Insights tool looks like. We are talking about online food delivery. Again, we have highlights for the current year, numbers, and some projections for the future years. We also have, how did the team define this? Like, what is entailed in this whole report? So you can come in here, probably will answer a lot of these questions that you may have. And then also what's going to be included on this page and what we're not going to talk about. Reports, this is really cool because it actually just links you back to a report on this topic. You can find this in the initial report shop, but it's just kind of full circle showing you where else you can find it. And then methodology, as I showed us previously, it's the same PDF. So as I'm scrolling through here, we can see you can download this entire page, or if you want to, you can just download the one graph. It's completely up to you. Default, we're looking at worldwide. I'll show us how to compare in 1 second. But as I'm going through these graphs, they're all customizable, they're interactive. Let's say, for instance, I mean, there's only 2 here, but let's say I had a bunch of topics and I didn't really need all of them. And grocery delivery is blue. Let's say it was irrelevant to what I'm searching. I could actually delete it from my graph and I can get more specific and customized. So play around with this. Like I said, the tool, there's so much you can do with it. And even if you wanted to download the whole page, you could actually hide certain graphs too. Or excuse me, you could hide data labels and really make it blank, if you will. So it's completely up to you. Last but not least on this overview section is the key market indicators. I know people really love to use this, so you can also download this via Excel. Scrolling back up, we are looking worldwide, but if I wanted to compare it, I could. So I can look worldwide or wherever compared to wherever. It's completely up to you. You just come into here, click, and you can search for your region. I have Canada, for instance, here. So now I can see how does, what are we looking at? Yeah, online food delivery compare worldwide to Canada. Now I can see that difference. Of course, it's so vast, so it's a little hard to read, but we get the gist there. All right, last but not least tool is our daily data, which is formerly known as infographics, if you've ever heard that term before. And these are produced daily. They're on world events or trending topics. Let me just sleepless in Italy. That's fun. Let's open that up. Oops. So you can see, 4 in 10 Italians can't sleep. All right, cool. That's under health. We see who was written by, a little blurb about it, and then you have the infographic itself. So you can use the reference link, HTML code, and you can also cite it all the way at the bottom. So those are fun little visual statistics, we like to say, and I know probably you've seen them on LinkedIn or Facebook. So that's really a vast overview. I want to pause, but I know we're right at time. See if we have any other questions or comments. How many employees do we have? In the US, we have, give or take 100, I want to say. Worldwide, I know it's in the thousands, but I could not tell you because we have a few different profit centers across the globe. You're welcome.
All right, if we don't have any questions, I don't know, did you have anything? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Rachel.
No, I was going to say any further questions, or maybe you think about it later, you can always feel free either to reach out to Siobhan and email me, or email me directly, however you want to filter it. But I am available really for you all, so feel free to utilize me.
Yes, and I was just going to say that too. Feel free to reach out to me as well, and we can help you resolve any research you would like to do. So thank you all for attending today. Thank you, Rachel, for the overview.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, take care.